Hi, my name is Ryan McKinney, and the purpose of this is to give a progress report on my final report for the technical writing course required by UK College of Engineering. My report is over batch distillation and analyzing the reflux ratio and boiler power and how it affects different variables of the process of batch distillation. The purpose of this report is intended to give future students a good background information on batch distillation. The purpose of this presentation is just go over my progress on how I've moved in completing my report. This presentation will discuss the current progress I've made and remaining work to do for the completion. The intended audience for my report is my lab professor, Dr. Englert, my technical writing professor, Dr. Bauer, and any future engineering students that might be reproducing the experiment or want to get more knowledge in batch distillation. So, as an introduction, the purpose of this report is to observe how the dependent variables of distillate composition, the boil-up rate, relative volatility, theoretical number of stages, and column efficiency vary with the independent variables of the reflux ratio and boiler power. These are all variables that are associated with distillation columns, and we're going to look and determine the relationships on how they affect each other, but mainly how the reboiler power and reflux ratio can be changed and how they alter all the other variables. So the first step was to conduct the experiment. I've actually already completed that. During the experiment, we're going to hold steady the independent variables of the reflux ratio and the reboiler power that we want to measure the dependent variables with. So we did several different trials and several different runs varying those independent variables. During each run, the distillate was sampled, and then that sample was analyzed using a refractometer to determine the distillate composition. From the distillate composition, the boil-up rate, relative volatility, theoretical number of stages, and column efficiencies can be determined empirically. So we only had to do is analyze the distillate samples to be able to come up with all the other data that we want to investigate. The next step was to analyze the data itself and develop a results section for the report. As you can see, we varied the power from 0.5 to 0.75 to full power, that's in kilowatts, and did 4 trials at each stage of power varying the reflux ratio. We tried total reflux, a 5-to-1 reflux, a 3-to-1 reflux, and 1-to-1 reflux ratios. For each of those experiments, you can see the average distillate in volume percent and the average bottoms composition as well. Those compositions were then used to calculate the boil-up ratios, column efficiency, theoretical number of stages, and other important variables that we want to look at in the report. So the next step was to create a rough draft. I've already created that draft, reviewed it a few times, and actually have a peer reviewing it currently. So part of that draft has a completed executive summary, introduction, methods, the results, conclusion, appendices, and all the front matter associated with the report. So what's left to do? The final step is to edit my report after getting it reviewed by my peers, look over and see if any changes I need to make. Then I'm going to finish my report, review it myself again, edit it, give it for a final peer review, make any changes that are necessary to reflect any of their comments. My plan is to have this completed by May 1st, as I'm pushing it a little bit late, trying to get it completed. So I don't have much time left. I'm going to have to get it turned over very quickly. So in conclusion, as to my current progress with my report is I've completed the experiment. I did that a few days ago. I've already analyzed my results and compiled them and made conclusions based on those results. So then I developed a rough draft. I've already developed that, been through it. I've self-edited it. I have peer reviewing it currently. I'm going to get their comments and see if there's anything I need to change with that. And then the work remaining is to finish my final draft and the final report. In order to do that, I'm going to have to self-edit one more time, read over it, make any changes that are necessary, and improve upon the report. After I self-review it, I'm going to have a peer review it one more time before I turn it in to check to make sure everything's kosher. And I plan on having that done today. So here's a list of the sources that I used to develop my report. Several of them are textbooks that we used as chemical engineering students. Other ones are chemical journals in the chemical engineering world. So thank you for your time. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. My email is the best way to contact me. It's listed below. And we got to get it done. Thank you.